Hello there, YouTube. Welcome back to the Dryland Dudes YouTube channel. My name's Emery. I'm the farmer here on this farm. And that's Truett. He's one of my boys playing hooky from school today because he got sick. And so hopefully no one else is getting sick, but he's hanging out with mom and dad today. And he's going to help me do some jobs. I'm going to fill you in on what's been going on in my life the last how long. So I got that, I think I told you in the last video that I got all of the wheat sowed. We were hoping to get some rain. We haven't gotten any rain. The wheat has all come up fairly decent everywhere, except for Old Glory. I was going to go by there today and I forgot. We went the wrong way. So I don't really know what it looks like. I don't have high expectations because it was dry. I disked it. There was some moisture down there, but we were hoping for the rain. Didn't get it. So it's dry, and there's not really any good chances coming anytime soon. So I don't know what that looks like. I did some scraping, built up a berm here by the barn where the water breaks into our field. I'll show you that sometime. Hopefully that helps hold the water, because when we do get a rain, it'll probably come all at once. And so today is February 25th. We had some really nice weather after being single digits earlier, like less than a week ago. We were up in the 80s today, so it feels awesome. I've been doing different small things. So I got the 8260 hooked up to the strip till toolbar. I got to change some points. I got to decide if I'm going to change some points on that or not. And so I got to get it looked over in service. There's a couple things here. There's some bushings, call them bushings, seals, foam things. This thing is coming out. These are, I did this on another tractor, but they just fit top and bottom of there. They just keep some cushion between that steering cylinder. And so that one actually came off the top. So I'm going to try to work to get this pin out and on both sides and replace those. That's a small thing on this tractor. Changed some oil, did some things. Most of the things I've been doing is on the 8130. All right, can you see anything we're missing? Anything? If you're used to looking at tractors, you can tell that the hydraulic cylinders on both sides are missing. So we don't use this 3-point much, but we did this year with the module builder. Not as much as I would have liked, because we didn't make as much cotton or build as many modules. But this is a 12-year-old tractor, I believe now. That may be right. And so there's I can't point to it to show you, but right where the rod goes into the barrel, into the cylinder, there was that dust cap. It was starting to leak around there. So went ahead and took those off and getting those rebuilt at Albion Hydraulics. Remember, they're the best. Check them out there. So those should be back. Hopefully they're going to be done. It's Tuesday. I'm hoping Thursday. I've got a lot of meetings this week, but one of our biggest one Thursday in Abilene is our big kind of regional cotton conference meeting. And so I'll be gone all day Thursday for that, but I'm hoping I can pick those up there. So that'll be there. Remember, I had this leak in here on this piece. I was hoping it was the O-ring. O-ring did not fix it. So there's something wrong here at this flare fitting. So I got the new hose. I can show you that in a second. The problem is it's a booger to get out, because we've done it before, a long time ago. And so it's this one right here. There's a special tool that Dad got. Oh, sweet. I broke it loose the other day. I was trying to mess with this and I couldn't get it to, it's just a thin piece of metal that slides in here and it does a thing and it compresses, I think, on this side, and it just releases that. So that's good news. So I'm going to work on that here in a little bit. Maybe I can work that out myself. And then the last thing was, remember, this starter has been acting kind of funny. So I took the batteries to get them tested yesterday because I took the starter off. The starter is sitting here. I got it in my truck. I'll show you. I don't think I showed you any of this, but there's 2 bolts here. Those are easy to get to. This stud back behind here. Imagine this piece sticking so I could just barely get my hand in here And this is about all I could do, is just barely get those 2 fingers there. And so that was a chore. I tried swivels. I had to get there, I had a socket, a swivel, an extension, another swivel, and even with my right angle impact, I couldn't break it loose. And so I did some research. They make a special tool. It's called a John Deere starter wrench. So my buddy actually had one of these, but it's 9/16, and this is all metric, and so they've updated it. And so luckily my John Deere dealership let me borrow it. And you come around like this. This doesn't fit, but it goes around the starter, and I could not break it loose. I was getting after it, and I was afraid I was going to break the tool. Couldn't break it loose. I finally got all those pieces, extensions and swivels with a 1/2-inch breaker bar, and just had to crank on it, and finally broke this nut loose. So I'm going to put a new nut on there. Maybe put some anti-seize on that as well, but had to get the starter off because I was going to get it tested to see if there was something wrong with it. Nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing. It is good, he said. So I picked it up yesterday. He said, bring your batteries by. I'll load test those. So I took the batteries off, and they both load tested really well. So I'm going to charge them right now, get them to full charge, put it back together on a full charge, and see how it starts. I can't do it till I have the cylinders back on, but we'll see how it starts. And then Dad thought maybe it's the alternator. Maybe, that's going to be the next guess. I've heard maybe these cables could be bad, but they look in decent shape unless there's an internal crack somewhere in one of these connections. I don't know. So here's the starter. Nothing wrong with the starter, and nothing wrong with my batteries either. So they're heavy. We're gonna get these charged. You can't get that shirt. I wish you could, but that's way too heavy. We're gonna get this charging, and then Truett is going to help me with a project that he's very good at. I can find the other charger of Dad's. Then we can get both these charging at the same time. The guy at the starter place hooked these up to a machine that pulled a load on them. Like he said, 300 amps. And we're watching the voltage. The voltage was good. And then when he pulled the amps, seeing how much it dropped. And he said they were in decent range. So we'll see how that goes. Get that on charge mode. And then he said they were good, but he said he's had some issues where nothing seemed like was wrong. The starter was good, the batteries were good, and then he put a brand new starter on it and it just worked. So we'll see if that's the case. Last thing I'll show you, here's that tube. They changed this section here to rubber. It wasn't that way when Dad and I did that over a decade ago. So hoping that makes it easier to replace. We will. And here's gonna be Truett's job. Finding what are all these things?
Rat traps.
Rat traps, or at least bait holders. So these are all full and they are all completely cleaned off. So he'll screw down some of these bait chunks because we're finding that the rats are just taking them to their nest and using them as their nest. Which is not the point. And the green ones for sure don't work. We found that these red ones work the best. They're hard to find though, and they're expensive. So whatever that active ingredient seems to work the best for us. And so he's gonna work on that. We found them all. He knows where all they go, so he'll get those put on. We'll check in with him in a little bit, and he'll put those back in strategic locations. All right, here's the tool. All it is just slides in that gap, and it depresses that one side and allows it to open or release. So it's released. I wonder if I can get this out without driving myself crazy. Okay, I don't remember if this is a, oh, there's another one behind these filters. Another couple clamps. So I think that those are 15, so I'll go get a 15 inch or 15 millimeter. I'm not sure if you see any of this or not, but top and bottom bolts. If we were changing the hydraulic hole, it'd be nice, but we're not. Okay, I may be wrong. Looks like there is a rubber piece. See that? That's rubber. So maybe it is the exact same. All right, got that off. Pretty simple. So now I wonder if I'm free. Problem is, you can't really see anything. So I'm going to try to go push down from the other side, I think. Yes, sir.
Did you put the other bits?
In that cart, that rolling cart.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I finished the two.
Good work. Just put that one back in there and I'll pick them all up in a little bit. Problem is I need probably somebody on both ends, one pushing, one pushing. Well, I've made it that far from there. See, that's where it was. It's tight. That's what I remember. So let's go check on Truett. I think he's probably having more success. Crushed it. He's already putting them up.
Yeah.
Good work, Truett. Pretty good little worker. I don't know if it was the right way, but it was a way to get it out. I just don't really know. There's some, I don't know. It's not a very good design. We were upset with the engineers when we had to do it the other time. I remember, I thought it was metal the whole way, but maybe the old one was and the new one, they changed it to rubber. That's a booger. Like I said, I don't know if that's the right way to take that out. If I was a John Deere technician, if that would be the right thing to do. But that was something else. I'm filthy. Probably on my back too. But I got it out. Now to put the new one in. This could be fun. So, same line. I was just looking. Some of these bins aren't, I don't know, maybe they're the same. Just, I know there's some, I can be a little more aggressive pulling it out. But when I'm putting it in, I don't want to bend it. So we're going to try not to bend it. I'm gonna run some gas through here and blow it out, get any junk that could be in there. I need that little tool. I like to leave that on so I don't mess up that end, but I guess I need it to get it off. I don't know, maybe I didn't need it, but this little tool, just like when it's in, you do that to release that little thingamajig. So now that's open, I can put some gas in here. Maybe. Maybe. Kind of hard to do that, but just get a little bit of gas through the line. Should be clean, but you never know. You know? Put my cap back on to protect this end. See if we can't snake it back through. Maybe it'll be easier than coming out. We'll find out. All right, so there's where that's dripping. This piece has a longer, straighter end, and this piece that's got to climb vertical, and that goes up there. So what I decided, I don't know if we decided this when we did it last time, but that this was kind of the crux here, and this is right where the curve is. So I got the curve, and I was able to get, if I can get it in here, I can get that piece that goes vertical down. So I did that. That was easier actually to pull this down. It was kind of tight, but it worked. So that's my thought. And then because this hose bend, I could bend this hose pretty tight and snake that back through. So I'm gonna try that again. I'd love to show you, but maybe I can find a good place for a time lapse somewhere. Well, I think I got it. Gotta clean that off a little bit because of all the things. I got the other side connected back together. I had to end up taking these two lines loose because I had this routed wrong. Didn't make too big of a mess, but that really wasn't, I mean, it wasn't fun, but it's hard to know exactly the way for it to go. So I'm gonna try to get this buttoned up, and I can't test it because I don't have the hydraulic cylinders, but I can at least hope that this is done.
What was that?
What's what?
What did you just spray?
It's a brake cleaner.
Because it got on me.
It did what? Got on you?
Yeah. I just wanted.
No, put them up there where those wrenches and stuff are. Okay. I need to make sure I don't forget to tighten these. That would be bad news. These seem important. Where's my wrench? Guess this is it. It's like an 1/8 inch turn, flip the wrench. 1/8 inch, flip the wrench. But at least I can turn it an 1/8 inch, I guess, right?
Daddy, why are those ones hidden?
I don't think they're hidden. I think it's just how it groups them. Well, I got it in.
You did?
Mostly done except for one. I gotta tighten all the clamps that hold these hoses. Can't really see, but it's back there. There's one way up under here. It's hard to get to. And it's got like a little tab it's got to get into, and I can't. I tried all I can try. So I'll do it tomorrow. Me and Truy, we're ready to go home, right?
Yeah.
He's been a trooper. He shot the 22 for a long time. Helped me do the rat bait. And I got this done.
Almost
That was
got a bird.
almost got a bird, he said. So I almost got this finished. Got the hard part done, I think. I'll finish it tomorrow. See you then. Well, we decided to make a detour on the way home. Come out here to Old Glory. Hadn't been here. I think I told you that. So I ran the disc over this. It wasn't ideal, but it was so hard. There was no way we were going to get the drill in the ground. And so didn't shred it, just ran the disc over it, and then came back the next day and sewed it. Dry, but there was some moisture in some areas. And so I don't know if I'm seeing it here, but this is the way it looks. There's some cranes over there. We saw some wheat coming up in some spots, but it's dry. So trying to find if you can hear him, he's yelling at the birds. Well, it's kind of what I expected. Not very much. I'll come up here and show you where there is a little bit poking up. Not that, that was already here. I think I'll show you some. I saw some. Okay, I don't know if the sun will get you. Let's see, there's wheat. I did put wheat in the ground. You can kind of see it right in here. So where the cotton didn't come up very good, probably there was some moisture. That's where we're seeing it, but just needed a rain. Didn't get the rain. Will it still make? I don't know. The problem is now if it hadn't sprouted and we don't get if it hasn't sprouted or hasn't absorbed some moisture, that seed won't, or that plant won't vernalize, which means wheat needs a cold spell. I don't know how much, but enough cold where it'll tell the plant, hey, time to turn on to reproductive mode to make seed. Otherwise, it'll just put on a plant. And so if this comes up, that's probably all it'll do.